my name is Luke and welcome to Geometry Dash. Today I am actually making a video over a level because, well, I guess it is hard enough that it deserves its own video, but I'm really lazy, so I just record these intros, honestly, after I have already beaten the level, so no big surprises or spoilers as to what's coming, but this is Sweater Weather by VelYT. This is a level that I think was once rated as an insane demon, but because of all the hype it got and just people saying how difficult it was, it got moved up to an extreme, and rightfully so. This would be, if you look at the all rated demons list, this is the easiest extreme on that list that I've beaten, but I don't think it's easier than Hypersonic, and Hypersonic is considerably harder than it on the list, so it just kind of makes you realize how subjective that list really is, because I had a hard time with this level. Now I say I had a hard time, but it only took me a little over 3,000 attempts in total. I think part of that is just because the level is really short, but it is definitely challenging. And I'm going to do a practice run and show you guys what was hard about it before I actually play the video of me beating it. So yeah, that's really it. Alright, let's hop into practice mode here. So if the first thing you'll realize is that the song is just a remix of Sweater Weather by the Neighbourhood. I mean, no one's surprised by that because it's in the title of the level, but I honestly was just thinking about the actual song the whole time I was playing it. I used the mega hack pitch shift just to lower down the vocal, like lower it a couple octaves so that it actually sounded more like the actual song, but not really relevant to the level. Level starts off actually not too bad. Probably some of the easiest parts. I say that and I die, but it's overall, like, you can consistently get to about 25%, which is pretty quick if you think about it, because the level's only 1 minute and 5 seconds long, so you're playing for 15 seconds and you're like a quarter of the way through the level if you do the math. So it's really short and it gets pretty consistent, but right after that it starts to pick up really quickly. Some tough timings in here. Yeah, as I beat this yesterday, so I'm no longer consistent with it at all. Oh boy. These are just timings you gotta get used to. None of them are too challenging. You can get past them consistently. And then you get here. This is where the level starts to pick up a lot. It starts with this ship, and then there's a wave after, and then pretty much everything after that is just rapid fire tough. And then you get to the drop at like 80, and the level still stays pretty hard. It looks easy, but it gets hard. So I'll kind of walk you through each part. This ship, it looks impossible. It's not impossible, but the hitboxes are pretty tight, but they give a lot of leeway, so like you look at it and it looks like straight up impossible, right? But overall, the hitboxes aren't too bad. This wave, it's just tight, so you're just not gonna beat it every time you get to it, but you get some good practice with it. Let me see if I can even do it once. There we go. You get here, this timing is tough. I died here several times, and this is like the break point. You're halfway through the level, and then after this it's just straight rapid fire. Level speeds up for a bit. This upcoming spider gave me a lot of trouble. It's this really weird click pattern where you have to time this blue orb blade. You have to click quickly a couple times, but you cannot spam or you'll die, and I'll show you what I mean. So if you click that blue orb and you spam too quick, you're going to go up and hit this spike here, but you have to hit the blue orb late, otherwise you'll go straight into that lower spike like that. So you have to click 3 times quickly, but you can't hit the blue orb too early, and you can't click too fast, or else you'll hit one of the spikes in these upcoming inputs right after the blue orb. But if you hit it too slowly, like that, right? So you gotta really find this fine line between spamming and not clicking too fast while also timing that blue orb. And I died here a lot. I died here probably half the time that I got here, just because there's no way to get consistent with it unless you do the pattern right every single time. Let's see if I can do it correctly. There we go. Tough straight fly here. And then you get to this ship. This is probably the easiest ship in the level, but it's pretty rapid fire. Some tough timings in here. You can see, like, it's just, it looks easy, but it's not. There's a lot of spikes for you to hit just all around. Okay, see, I can't even do it now. Gotta be later on this one. And then you get here. This ship is probably the hardest spot in the level because, again, none of the hitboxes in this level look super tight, but when you're playing them, it's a lot harder than it looks. There's a lot of spikes you gotta hit, and you gotta get through some pretty narrow corridors here. And I died here almost every time that I got here. I beat it maybe 5 or 6 times and then died in the 80s, but I got here dozens of times and died. So we'll see if I can do it just to show y'all what it's like. Oh, I was right there. There. You see this corridor up here that I just went through right before the portal is really tight. I mean, look at those spikes. The hitboxes aren't like that tight, but it's pretty tight. It's tighter than a normal straight fly, so you really gotta get yourself in there. And then you have these 2 timings here. Not too bad to get through. Let's see if okay, I made that, but I don't think I died there at all in normal mode, but I did die at these upcoming parts here. You have a couple timings here, and then you get to this timing. Bang. That one is so tough. That one I died to probably 4 times. You can't hit it too early, you can't hit it too late. You have to hit it right in the middle, or else you'll hit one of the spikes that you're kind of dashing through. So it's pretty tricky to get through. Rest of the level, there's a ship up here that's pretty tough. This ship, that corridor right there, is tight. And then you gotta go up through here. You have to hit this green orb really late. I died there probably twice. And then that last spider click, I didn't die there luckily. That's the last click of the level, but you see this gap, you can kind of see the hitboxes through the pause screen. You could easily die there if you don't click at the right rhythm, you know what I mean? There you go. And that's it. So I know I just spent like 6 minutes playing it in practice mode, but the level was only a minute long, so you're gonna have a fun time with this because the second half you could die. I mean, you could really die to any input in this level, but especially after the first like 30%, when you get to that ship, you could die anywhere, and it's pretty rapid fire, but it goes by quickly, and you're gonna be able to crank out a lot of attempts and get consistent quickly because there just isn't that much. It's just all kind of thrown at you really quickly. And it's also pretty easy to learn too, which is like there's not a lot of gimmicks or tough like learning sections, so that's why I don't think it took me too many attempts. Alright, well that's really all I have to say about the level, at least before I show like the clip of me beating it. So I'm gonna roll that for you guys right now. I'll show you my worst death and then I'll show you me beating it. So yeah, have fun. Oh my goodness. Frame perfect death, bro. Got through the hard part too. Yes! Thank you guys for watching. That is my 7th Extreme Demon, so maybe we'll have a special one coming for 10, or, you know, just as soon as I feel like beating Blade of Justice, which I actually have 78 on right now, so who knows, that video could be coming soon. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. Overall, I enjoyed the level. I thought it was a lot of fun. Nothing bad to say about it. The decoration's nice. The music is fine. It's an interesting type of challenge. I would say it's like just above what I would go for as like your first extreme demon if you're just getting into one, just because the gameplay's hard compared to a level like, I don't know, Hypersonic, or even like Allegiance. I feel like has easier gameplay, but this level, it's very bang bang throughout, and there's really no like super easy parts, whereas a lot of beginner extremes like Hypersonic, Cataclysm, Accu, even though I've never beaten it, I know have like parts that are pretty easy and then parts that are challenging. This level has, aside from the beginning, only challenging parts. So because of that, I would say it's more of a good second or third extreme, but it is definitely on the easier side. So go for it if you feel like pushing yourself. But yeah, that's really all I got to say about the level. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Check out the verse in my description, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.